Good morning dear students. Welcome to the online video classes of History and Civics. Today we are going to study Chapter 2, the Vedic period. So dear students, today we will cover these points in our video class: Brahmanas, Aranyakas, Upanishads, allied Vedic literature, Vedants, Sutras, Upvedas, Darshanas, Dharmashastras, and Ashtadhyayi. Then the epic. In epic we will study the Ramayana, the Mahabharata, and the importance of the epic. Now we will start with the Brahmanas. Now we will study about the Brahmanas. The Brahmanas are Vedic Shruti works attached to the Samhitas of the Rig, Sam, Yajur and Atharvavedas. They are secondary layer of the classification of Sanskrit text embedded within each Veda, often incorporating myths or legends to explain and instruct Brahmins of the performance of Vedic rituals. In addition to explaining the symbolism and meaning of the Samhitas, Brahmana literature also expound scientific knowledge of the Vedic period, including observational astronomy and particularly in relation to altar construction geometry divergent in nature. Some of Brahmanas also contain mystical and philosophical material that constitutes Aranyakas and Upanishads. The Aranyakas were written in forest and are concluding parts of the Brahmins. Aranyakas don't lay much emphasis on rites and rituals and sacrifices, but have philosophy and mysticism. So they have moral science and philosophy. It also provides the details of the rishis who lived in jungles. Aranyakas were written mainly for the hermits and students living in the jungles. Note that the Aranyakas are concluding portion of Brahmanas or their appendix. They lay emphasis not on sacrifice but on meditation. Upanishads. The Upanishads are ancient Sanskrit texts of spiritual teaching and ideas of Hinduism. They are part of the oldest scriptures of Hinduism. The Vedas that deal with meditation, philosophy and spiritual knowledge. Other parts of the Vedas deal with mantras, benedictions, rituals, ceremonies and sacrifices. Among the most important literature in the history of Indian religions and cultures, the Upanishad played an important role in the development of spiritual ideas in ancient India, marking a transition from Vedic ritualism to new ideas and institution of all Vedic literature. The Upanishads alone are widely known and their central ideas are spiritual core of Hinduism. The Upanishads are commonly referred to the Vedanta. Vedanta has been interpreted as the last chapters, parts of the Veda, and alternatively as object, the highest purpose of the Veda. Allied Vedic literature. These are the auxiliaries of the Vedas. They are supplementary. The word refers to that literature which has been passed on from one generation to other. Literally, Smriti means remembrance. These are regarded as a part of the revelation, though not included in the proper Vedic literature. First, we will study about Vedants. Vedants. The six Vedants are Siksha, Kalpa, Vyakarana, Nirukta, Chanda, and Jyotisha. Siksha deals with pronunciation, Kalpa deals with rituals, Vyakarana with grammar, Nirukta with etymology, Chanda with meter, and Jyotisha with astronomy. The Sutras, they are divided into three groups. Saratra Sutra, which deals with yajnas and sacrifices. The Grihastra Sutra, which deal with the ceremonies connected with the life and family. The Dharma Sutra, which provides the rules of conduct of the various classes of the society and the stages of life. Upavedas. Both the Vedants and Darshanas claim to have derived inspiration from the Vedas and explain the Vedic philosophy. Still, they are not included in proper Vedic literature. In the same manner, four Upavedas, namely Dhanurveda, deals with art of warfare, the Gandharva Veda deals with music, the Shilpa Veda deals with architecture, and Ayurveda deals with the science of life. Also do not form an integral part of the Vedic literature, though each of these subdivisory Vedas enjoys the great sanctity. Darshanas. There are six schools of Indian philosophy known as Shaddarshanas. These are Nyaya, Vaishakasika, Sankhya, Yoga, Purva, Uttara, Mimamsa. They all propagate the virtues of life and are opposed to external rituals. The Nyaya Darshana was written by Gautama, the Visheshika Darshana written by Kanda Rishi, Sankhya Darshana was written by Kapila, Yoga Darshana was written by Patanjali, Purva Mimamsa by Jamini, and the Uttar Mimamsa was composed by the Badrayana. Though written much later, they form an important part of Vedic thought. Dharmashastra. Dharmashastra is a Sanskrit theological text and refers to the Shastras of Hinduism on Dharma. There are many Dharma Shastras, variously estimated to be 18 to about 100, with different and conflicting points of view. Each of these texts exists in many different versions and each is rooted in Dharma Sutra, text dated to first millennium BCE that emerged from Kalpa, studied in Vedic era. The textual corpus of Dharma Shastra were composed in poetic verses are part of the Hindu Smritis, constituting divergent symmetries and texts on duties, responsibilities, and ethics to oneself, to family, and as a member of society. The text included the discussions of ashrama, means stages of life, varna, means social classes, purusharth, proper goals of life, personal virtues and duties such as ahimsa, means non-violence against all living beings, rules of just war and other topics. Ashtadhyayi. The Ashtadhyayi is the central part of Panini's grammar and by far the most complex. The Ashtadhyayi is the oldest linguistic and grammar text of Sanskrit surviving in its entirety. Pioneers refer to old texts and authors such as Unadisutra, Dhanupatha, Ganpata, some of which have only survived in part. It complements the Vedic analectary signs such as the Niruktas, Nighanutas and Siksha, regarded as extremely compact with sacrificing or without sacrificing completeness. It would become the model for later specialist technical text or sutras. The text makes material from lexical list, Dhatupatha and Ganpata as input and describe the algorithms to be applied to them for the generation of well-formed words. It is highly systematical and technical. The epics. Epic is a long narrative poem in a dignified style about the deeds of a traditional and historical heroes or hero. Example, the Ramayana and the Mahabharata from Vedic period. The Ramayana is one of the two major Sanskrit epics of ancient India at the time of Vedic period, other being the Mahabharata. Along with the Mahabharata, it formed the Hindu Itihasa. The epic traditionally ascribed to the Maharshi Valmiki narrates the life of Rama, the legendary prince of Kaushala. It follows his 14 years exile to the forest by his father King Dasharatha on request of his stepmother Kaikeyi. His travels across forests in India with his wife Sita and brother Lakshmana. The kidnapping of his wife by the Ravan, the king of Lanka, resulting in a war with him, and Ram's eventual return to Ayodhya to be crowned king. This is culmination point of the epic, means a changing point of the epic. It is the most sacred book and is read by millions of the people every year. The Mahabharata. The Mahabharata is one of the two major Sanskrit epics of ancient India, which we have discussed one of the Ramayana. It narrates the struggle between two groups of cousins in the Kurukshetra war and the fates of Kaurava and Pandava, princes and their successors. So, what about which book I am talking about? I am talking about the Mahabharata, which was fought. This battle was fought between whom? The Kauravas and Pandavas. It also contains philosophical and devotional material such as a discussion of the four goals of life, Purushartha, and among the principal works and stories in the Mahabharata are the Bhagavad Gita, the story of Damayanti, an abbreviated version of the Ramayana, and the story of Rasyaringa, often considered as works in their own right. Originally, it was called Jaya or the collection dealing with the victory. Subsequently, it came up to be known as Bharata because it contains the story of descendants of one of the earliest Vedic tribes called Bharata. The final compilation came to be known as Mahabharata. So, How many names we are knowing now about Mahabharata? There are at least two names. Firstly, the Jaya, then second, Bharata, and the final name is Mahabharata. This is a scene from Mahabharata where Lord Krishna was giving sermon to the Arjun about warfield and relations with the cousins. Importance of the epics. The importance of epics are such as they reveal the high ideas of family life of the Aryans. The Bhagavad Gita elaborates the karma and philosophy and the immortality of soul. The epic serve as the main source of information on the political institution and the social cultural system of the epic age or Vedic age. They provide the information about various kingdoms such as Aryan kingdoms, Aryan's armies, their weapons, whatever they were using. The Kshatriyas were interested with the defense of their kingdoms and they believed into the death on the battlefield was the noblest act in the life of a warrior. The epics are considered as the finest literary work of the ancient period, are acclaimed for their literary philosophical value. The Ramayana and the Mahabharata are considered the foundation of Dharma or the Hindu code of ethical existence. It gives importance also about the duty to parents, brotherly love, true friendship, correct conduct, courage, resistance and many other virtues are stressed in the epic. There are also entertaining stories because they are full of action and adventure. Somewhere from these epics or any epic, whatever we were reading or we are going to read, we will get some lessons about our life because we know literature is the mirror of society. So through the literature, we are going to have knowledge about that time, such as this literary sources have provided us information about the Vedic period. So dear students, today we have covered all these topics in our video classes and till today we have finished all the literary sources of the information about the Vedic period. Now in our next class we will study about archaeological sources, resources of information about the Vedic period and position of women, class division, education system. Like this another topic we will touch in our next video classes. Till then, have a nice day. Thank you.